Hello, everyone.
Bear with us.
Hello, everyone. We're back again. It's me, Alan, and as ever, I am with...
You're with me, your best mate, Matthew.
Hello, Matthew.
Hello, how have you been?
I've been absolutely wonderful. What have you been up to in the last week since we last spoke?
Do you want the honest answer?
Yeah, go on.
Just the same old nonsense, really.
Bit of work.
Bit of work,
Bit of
dealing
kids.
with kids and being covered in poo and sick.
Oh,
you
lovely.
know, all the joys of being a parent.
All the good stuff. But we did go and watch Truro City play football.
We did. The mighty Tinners.
Yeah, they didn't act very mightily and did
Woking?
lose, though. It was against Woking,
yeah.
So we did that.
Which was most enjoyable and different for us because we normally go to the mighty Argyle.
Yeah. So it was nice to see a different team.
It was.
In a different stadium, and I had a thoroughly wonderful time, Matthew.
It was enjoyable.
Well, it's lovely to be back. We haven't actually, at time of recording, released our pilot episode yet. So hopefully the listeners are back for this one after listening to that nonsense.
Let's hope so.
And
it'd be a little bit pointless doing this.
Yeah, if no one's listening to this, then I don't suppose it really matters what we say.
No, and the good thing is, Alan, we've seen each other.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Honestly,
I'm going to give you a hug later.
you better not.
So this week we have used another random topic generator because I wasn't forward thinking enough to ask people in time. So we've got another random one. However, the posts for submissions have now gone out, so hopefully by the time we record the next episode, we'll actually have real submissions from real people in real life.
Definitely get in touch. It's the segment that I'm most looking forward to.
There's going to be suggestions, hopefully, for most of the pod, I think. So, get your submissions in. But for this week, our topic is chat up lines.
Is that something you're quite good with?
To be honest with you, I don't think I've really ever used them. And I think there's going to be two kind of different types of chat up lines. You've got the cheesy ones, where it's almost like a pun, I suppose. And then you've got the clever ones, which can be a bit different. But, you know, the ones like, oh, did it hurt? Why? When you fell from heaven. Do they really work?
Did you ever use them?
I never really used them.
I mean, I used to enjoy a night out down at Gossips, the famous Gossips.
There'd be a few people hopefully listening that remember Gossips.
And let's be honest, anything worked down there.
It was one of the most disgusting places. The sticky carpets and the sweat running down the walls. For those who don't know, it was a nightclub in Carlisle Bay near St Austell. And it was foul. But if you ask anyone of our age about Gossips, we've got nothing but fond menus.
It was
fantastic. You'll never hear a bad word said about the place, even though, let's be honest, it was disgusting.
One of the chat-up lines that I actually use frequently there, and sometimes, Alan, it worked.
Go on.
Sometimes it didn't. I'm sure people have probably heard it, but my favourite go-to one was, I'm no Fred Flintstone, but I bet I could make you bedrock.
Jesus.
I know, it's awful.
I've never heard that.
You've never heard it?
No, but there you go. That's one of the ones I was talking about. That's very much in the cheesy category.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised it ever worked. But if you've got that to work, mate, well done.
You know, I was at Gossips. That's, like I said, anything worked. If you weren't on the crazy golf course having sex at 2 a.m, then something went sadly wrong.
It was a state of a place.
I remember actually losing a pair of flip-flops there in the club that actually stuck to the carpet, and I just left it.
Oh, your feet must have been absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
That took a week to wash off.
Good times. What was it called before Gossip? Can you remember?
There was Quasars.
And then you had the other little room on the side, which was Bodies, was it?
Oh yeah, I do
Bodies.
remember. That was like a old school music.
It was like Motown and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I quite like Buddies. I would think I would spend, towards the end of Gossip's life, I would spend most of my time actually in Buddies, I think, because it was just a nice vibe in there.
So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Go on then.
If you were going to go on a night out now and you were going to have to use a chat up line, is there one that comes to mind that you would go, do you know what? It's a bit of a laugh. I'm going full steam ahead with it.
Well, you know me. I'm more than happy to be dared, and I will probably take the dare unless it was going to put me in danger. I'm up for most things. However, chat up lines, I wouldn't. If you said use this chat up line on that person, I would go ahead and do it because that would be funny to me. However, you said, oh, use a chat up line on that person. I don't even know if I could think of one. I wouldn't want to use one unless it was particularly good or really, really bad.
Well, I've got a bad one for you.
Go on then.
So, and it's one of my favourites, and I've only heard this recently. And in fact, I think it was over Valentine's. There was a chap online. He was doing like his top 10, and there was one in particular that I had a bit of a chuckle to.
Go on.
And people are probably, from this, can work out the kind of podcast this is.
Go on.
And going to be. So it was, are you from Pennsylvania?
Right.
Because you've made my Pennsylvania.
I mean, like I say, if you dared me and said, go to this lady and say that, I would do it for a dare. However, yeah, I never really used chat up lines. And I think I've always been told I've kind of got the gift of the gab. I would just go and talk to people. And that would, you know, if anything was going to work, that would, rather than using.
Was there anything else that you ever used? Like, not necessarily a chat up line, but I know one chap that I used to work with, and he used to tell people he was a dolphin trainer. He could do an absolutely fantastic impression of a dolphin, and that was his go-to thing. And the amount of times that he'd just be there talking to a woman and disappear off with her.
I would just talk to people. I'm a chatter, so I don't think I would make up stories.
You're out, Giles.
I don't think I would make up stories. Or I did have a friend once who said he was in the RAF and he was going to Iraq the next day, and he said he wanted to, in case he didn't come back, have a fond last memory, and apparently that worked, and he went home with a young lady. Yeah, and that was not true.
Interesting.
But apparently, yeah.
What I would like is for any females out there to get in touch with us and tell us about ones that they've heard.
Good and bad.
Good and bad, yeah. The worse, the better.
Yeah, if they're really awful, they were that bad, they never stood a chance. Or if they were that bad, you
that they were good.
Yeah, they're that bad, they're good. Or something really different and original that you think, you know what, I've never heard anything like that before. I think I will keep talking to you. Yeah, let us know.
Please.
Is there anything else you'd like to say on chat up lines? Because to be honest with you, like I say, in my experience, I've not really used them.
And that's fine, Alan.
And that's fine.
If you're Alan Giles, you don't need a chat up line.
I wouldn't know about that, but anything else on chat up lines, Matthew?
I think we're all right there, are we?
Right, well, that brings us nicely to Alan's story of the week. I didn't realise I was going to sing that. But
can you not do it on the next pod?
That might become a thing. I'm ever so sorry. So I've got a bit of a different story this time. Are you ready for it?
Hit me.
And I'd like to know your honest opinion and feedback on this.
You sure you want me to be brutally honest?
Absolutely. I always want you to be brutally honest. So, my story is this. I was hitchhiking home from school. I'd missed the bus. I got a ride, and the guy seemed nice enough, and he was going to my town. We came up to a turn that you need to go straight if you were going to my town. If you turned, you definitely weren't going there by any reasonable route. He started to turn, and I said, "This isn't the way to my town." And he said, "We're not going to your town." We were going through the turn, definitely going under 20 miles per hour. So I opened the door and bailed out. Tuck and roll, protect the head.
Come on now.
He hit the throttle and sped off. I'm glad I didn't put on my seatbelt. What do you think about that, Matthew?
My first initial reaction to that is, why were you getting a bus home? You only lived like 2 minutes home.
No, that's not my story. That was a story I found.
Wow. Well, that kind of ruins it a little bit. But
would you prefer a story of my own?
No, we can work with that. Although I would quite like one of your own.
Once I went to the shop and bought a delicious can of cola.
Regular cola?
Sure, why not?
Right. Never really been a cola fan.
What was your go-to then? If you're not going to have a cola, what are you going to have?
I like a Fanta.
Oh, I like a Fanta.
I always liked a Fanta with a shot of vodka.
Oh, you naughty
I went a
man.
bit different. You never really got Fanta in pubs.
Always go for a Fanta over a Tango then?
Yeah, I think I would. I never liked the Tango man.
Yeah, he was a bit weird, wasn't he?
Very strange.
And what about the different flavoured ones? Because you can get different varieties.
I'm a creature of habits, me, Alan, so I stick to what I know.
You stick with the orange.
I might be tempted with a lemon one now and then. Special occasion. Don't know why I leant in then, because no one can see me leaning in.
It's okay, that's fine.
But yeah, let's get that. I'm intrigued about the bus. You missing it? Not you. This particular.
We can pretend it's me if you want, because it actually doesn't give any details about the person who told the story. We don't know how old. We know they're of school age, and we know that they're human, but we don't know if they're male, female.
I'm impressed that somebody of a school age had the thought. I'm just going to jump out of this car.
Well, to be honest,
it's not going where I want it to go. I'm just going to get out.
The week before, we'd had a seminar at school about safety and road safety and not getting in cars with strangers. I should have listened. Yeah. I know that now. I know that I should have listened, and I shouldn't have got in that car despite missing the bus, even though I don't need a bus because I live just down the road from the school.
But also, you might have had your seatbelt on. Yeah, that would have made exiting the car. Bearing in mind you're only 20 miles an hour, might have made it a little bit more tricky.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't hurt myself really. It's a good job I did tuck and roll. Otherwise, I would have scuffed my elbows up, could have hit my head, could have caused some real damage. But thankfully, the man in the car, Brian, we'll call him.
Good old Brian.
He sped straight off, and I never saw him again.
A little bit sad that he didn't check in on you, make sure you're all right. I mean, for anybody exiting a car at 20 miles an hour, whether you're tucking and rolling or not.
I mean, I can't believe he just sped off. He could have made sure I was all right before he went, to be honest with you.
Oh, Brian, what have you done?
Ever so rude. So that story went well. We ended up going from the story itself to Tango, not Tango, to Fanta.
Fanta.
Because we don't like Tango, I've just remembered. And then we've circled round and
here we are.
So if
Brian didn't circle around, did he?
If Brian's listening, get in touch.
Sorry about your car.
So I think we should probably move on from Alan's story of the week. Again, that story's gone ever so well. Submit your stories, please, because apparently the ones I'm selecting aren't the best.
I want to hear more stories about you, Alan.
I'll have to think about stories.
Yeah, give me stories and things I've done. I mean, you've lived a very exciting life.
Do you think?
Oh, you've done. You've been in the forces. You're a world champion as well, which a lot of people won't know.
Yeah, that's
true. Do you want to tell people what you're a world champion at?
Former world champion. Maybe we can leave that for another.
Yeah. I think people would love to know more about you.
Oh, okay. Well, let us know if you'd like to know more about me, or if you'd actually rather not.
Maybe that's the case.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next section. What would you like to do next, Matthew?
I do have some questions for you, actually.
Okay.
And I know this has come out of the blue and you aren't prepared for this.
No. What kind of questions?
Just quick fire questions. You can, be honest with me. You don't have to think about them. You can be off the cuff, or you can go into depth with them if you like.
All right.
So I made a note this week of just 4 questions. I was going to go 5, and I thought everyone does 5.
All right, fine. So we'll do 4 instead then.
4.
You always have to be different, don't you?
It's one of my best mates.
Oh, bless your heart.
Oh, and that's fine.
And that is absolutely fine. You're allowed. You're a grown-up.
So the first one is, I'd love to know what your go-to fast food order would be.
Well, seriously, it depends on where I am. I do like a chicken burger. So KFC, I will get a Zinger Tower meal, box meal with normally the spicy chicken wings. That's one of my favourites. I'll have a Domino's with my son every couple of weeks. That'll be tonight actually. And we always have the same order because we're really interesting. So we have a Texas barbecue because that's my son's favourite.
Do you you don't ever go rogue and add extra toppings, or?
I mean, if I was having it on my own, then I'd probably have something completely different. But that's Rex's favourite.
So what would you have? This is
something.
Your perfect order.
We'll probably have something.
Please don't say mushrooms.
No, it won't be. It'll be like one of the meaty ones, like the Meteor or the Mighty Meaty or whatever. Something over meaty.
Would you have a dip?
I'll have the garlic and herb that comes with it.
Standard.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
But I'm not going to dip my crust in it.
Ooh.
I'm going to pour it over the whole pizza.
Now, I'd never had a stuffed crust.
I like a stuffed crust.
But Jodie loves the stuffed crust.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the stuffed crust,
No.
mate. Do you remember when they were doing the pepperoni stuffed crust?
Oh, yeah.
I think that might have been a bit much, unless you were having a particularly meaty pizza.
So that's your perfect order?
So that would be my perfect pizza order. But again, I like all food, really. I'm putting on weight at a rate of knots at the moment. So
stop it. You're perfect.
Oh, that's
perfect just as you are.
It's very kind of you to say.
What about Chinese or Indian?
I'll mix it up with Chinese. I'll generally have duck because I don't normally have it with anything else.
Is it vegan?
I mean, that's what people.
Let's hope not.
That's why people are listening right now, and it's for gems like that one, mate. So, but I'll mix it up. I do like prawn toast.
Yeah.
And I love noodles. I love udon noodles especially, but they're more Japanese. And an Indian, I'll mix it up. Depends on how spicy I like it. I do like spice, so I'll generally go for a madras or a vindaloo. I'm not reaching up for a fowl. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I'm also not having a korma. Because if you're having an Indian,
I don't mind a korma now and then, Alan.
If I'm having an Indian, I don't have them that often. So if I'm having one, I'm going for a good amount of spice.
Any sides of an Indian?
I mean,
I love a sagaloo.
I do like a sagaloo.
Or is it a sag paneer?
Well, one's spinach, one's potato, isn't it?
I like them both.
Unless the sag is the spinach bit.
What do you call me?
I never remember what bit's bit. Oh, I've gone on following one now. I never remember which word means what. I think sag might be the spinach.
A Bombay potato.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, no problem.
I like it. So you really are an open book when it comes to...
As long as it's not got mayonnaise, mushy peas, mashed potato, I'm pretty good.
I always remember when we've had lunch together, wherever that might be. Coleslaw.
No coleslaw, no.
See, I love a coleslaw.
No coleslaw, no potato salad, nothing with mayonnaise type stuff in it. It's not for me, Matthew.
And that's fine.
I don't like it.
You like what you like, Alan.
Is that enough detail for...
it's great. Yeah, absolutely great. Next one, what's your guilty pleasure?
Oh, I don't even know, really. You know me. Anything come to your mind? Because I'm drawing a blank straight away from that.
Well, is there something that, that you enjoy doing, that you think, actually, a lot of people might not know that I like this?
I mean, I like long hikes and going up mountains and going on the coast path. But you don't feel guilty after that because it's actually quite good for you.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Shouting random things at the football.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people look at me and think, what is he on about?
Now, a lot of you won't have witnessed what Alan's like at a typical Plymouth Argyle game that we go to. But the lads that we do go with... they do, and Alan has become quite a figure. What is it you like to shout at? You generally range... It's directed at the goalkeeper.
Generally, I'll shout at the opposition goalkeeper, and I'll learn their name before the game if I don't already know it. And every time he takes a goal kick, because you get the standard chants, and I think they're boring, so I'm trying to do something a bit different.
We always try to be very polite.
Yeah, I'm never going to say anything
almost passive aggressive.
Absolutely. So I'll shout his name just before he's taking a goal kick, or before he's doing anything. I'll just shout his name because that's got to be off-putting.
And when he says shout, you do shout, and you always time it perfectly when there's not much chanting or cheering coming from the rest of the fans.
Yeah, it's got to be done right, so everyone, maximum effect.
What was it you shouted to the keeper at one of our last games? I think he was going to get a drink.
There was a small stoppage in play, and he was running to the halfway line to get a drink. I said, I can't remember what his name was. Let's say it's Colin. I said, "Go on, Colin, get a drink." And then there was a few seconds gap, and then I shouted at the top of my lungs in the quiet stadium, "Quench your thirst."
It was perfect.
So, like I say, you're not going to get offended by that, but it's something a bit different.
Yeah.
And I knew that one had hit well because 30 seconds later, when I scanned the crowd, the majority of them were still looking at me.
There was a few chuckles with that one.
Maybe that's my guilty pleasure.
I like that.
Shouting at goalkeepers.
Yeah, that is a good one. I like that. Like I said, the lads that we do go to football with, that we've become friends with over the last 2 or 3 seasons, they like it. Well, we think they like it.
Well, I'm sure it must be annoying to some people, to be honest with you. But
Probably the goalkeeper.
Well, definitely. Yeah, poor old Colin.
So my next one.
Go for it.
Celebrity crush, past or present.
See,
so did you have one when you were growing up?
I don't really have or do celebrity crushes. I suppose the only one that I could mention is from when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a real thing for Penelope Cruz in the 90s. She was absolutely beautiful.
One of my favourite films, Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla Sky, yeah.
She was great in that.
It was a remake of a Spanish film called Abre los Ojos.
Yeah.
I love that film. She was in both, the first one, and when they remade it, they cast her. So really, I mean, I don't really have one these days. I can't really know. So that's going to have to be
Cruz, mate.
It's going to have to be an answer. Vanellope Cruz, but specifically from the 90s. I haven't seen her for about 25 years, so I don't know whether I would still find her attractive.
She doesn't tend to come to our hometown, does she?
Well, she's missing out, isn't she?
A bit selfish of her, really. Did you ever have, just going back to then, like when you were younger, did you ever have posters up on your wall of, not necessarily a crush, but like football photos? You know, I used to buy, was it Match and Shoot magazines?
Yeah.
Into football.
When I was younger, when I collected the sticker books, I would have Panini books, football sticker books. I would always order an extra set of Man United because I was brought up as a Man United fan, so I'd have the stickers up on the wall. But when I started putting posters up, when I started getting a bit older, it was always bands. So never really football or ladies. And I never had one of those calendars that we all remember. Never really did that. So when I was younger, maybe 8, 9, I had football stickers. And then after the age of about 14, then it all went to bands, really.
That's great. I used to love the sticker books.
Yeah, I'm getting one for the World Cup this year.
Yeah,
I've done the last 2 World Cups as a grown-up. And I mean, it might be childish. I can always pretend it's for my son. It's not. He doesn't like football. But
if you've still got the ones from when you were younger.
I think I've got, the last one I've got is the Premier League 96 completed out. I don't think I completed it, actually, but I've got it.
I reckon a completed one, they must be worth a little bit of money.
I mean, they're a fortune to complete. Apparently, the World Cup one this year is going to have 980 stickers in it.
Wow. It's good effort.
It's going to
cost a pack of stickers, these days. I remember they were like 10p.
I think they're going to be like £1 for. I think they don't even give you 6 anymore. I think they give you 5.
Madness. Utter madness, Alan.
So, yeah. My celebrity crush has gone to football stickers.
Hey, almost like a guilty pleasure.
Okay.
My last question, I think this is something that a lot of our listeners would love to know the answer to as well. Do penguins have knees?
I mean, that's a fantastic question. I've never seen a penguin jump. And I know elephants have funny legs because they apparently can go upstairs but not down. And is that down to knees? But then penguins don't need to go up and down stairs, do they?
Oh.
They need to huddle together, keep the egg on their feet because otherwise it gets too cold and won't be viable. But do they have knees? I mean, it's going to be a guess, Matthew. And while I'm thinking about it, I'd like to just let you know a little penguin fact.
Yeah, I love a fact.
Penguin is only one of 2 animals that is named from the Welsh language. And penguin literally means white head in Welsh and Cornish, actually. The only other animal that is named after the Welsh is corgi, which means dwarf dog. So in conclusion,
that's fantastic.
In conclusion, penguins do have knees.
Great, and I mean the extra knowledge that we've all gained from that as well is.
I'm glad that was at the end now because that's going to force people to have to listen to the whole pod. To be honest with you,
it's going to force me to have to come back next week now.
No, it is. I mean, and I for one cannot wait for next time, Matthew.
I'm beside myself with excitement.
So as I said earlier, we forgot to put up requests for listener submissions, so there is no listener emails or anything this time, but get them in for next time so we're ready for answering, giving advice, anything like that. So yeah, email us at shut.mouth.talk@gmail.com or follow us on any social medias where we'll accept DMs on those as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, give us a follow, like our posts, give us a share, all the good stuff.
We're very professional.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's more professional than last time. So, hey, maybe this time next year, we'll really know what we're doing.
Can we have an office? If this becomes, if we're going to be the new Ant and Deck, I do think we deserve our own office.
I think that's wonderful. But the most pressing question there is who's Ant and who's Deck?
Well,
maybe that's something we can think about.
I think you'd be Deck, wouldn't you?
Oh, you're such a Deck.
Ant and Deck, Matt and Alan. Alan and Matt. And that about covers it.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, we'll see you all next time, everyone.
Goodbye.
Farewell.